Hi, this video is about Chainsaw Man. Haven't seen one of those before. Man of Many Chainsaws is my latest hyperfixation, but it's also just a really good anime slash manga slash fever dream. And it's something that even before the anime came out resonated with a lot of people. And I think part of that success is the writing, which was shown off especially well earlier on in the story during what I've dubbed the boob touching arc. Which I know sounds a bit dubious, but hear me out. You see, in anime it's fairly common for there to be a scene or bit or joke where a male character either unintentionally or intentionally touches a female character's boobs, and she usually responds by calling him a perv or a baka or an idiot or whatever, and then slapping him 6 ways to Sunday, and then we laugh because haha, sexual assault. And when I first read Chainsaw Man and first read that panel where Denji says he wants to touch boobs, I'll admit a part of me was worried it was going to fall into that wish fulfillment trap that so many other mangas and anime have done before. But Fujimoto was able to take a seemingly mundane motivation and turn it into an enjoyable, memorable and character-defining arc for Denji. And I think why it works so well boils down to 3 main reasons, the first of which is Denji's backstory. You see, growing up, Denji never really had anyone to look after him or care for him other than Pochita. He didn't have any sort of parental figure to look up to or aspire to be like. The only thing he ever really concerned himself with was paying off that debt to the Yakuza, which is why when we first meet him he sort of resigned himself to never being able to have things like a good breakfast or a girlfriend, or things we would usually take for granted. So when he's finally allowed basic human necessities, it makes sense for someone who already has the bar like way low to want something as basic as copping a feel. And the second reason why I think this works so well is it's not just treated as like a throwaway joke to go like, haha, boys are so pervy. It's treated like a genuine plot point and storyline. And instead of introducing some forgettable eye candy anime girl to act as fan service, it introduces Power, who uses Denji's quest for boobs as an opportunity to get what she wants. And even though they don't get along that great to begin with, the two bond over the mutual love of their pets, and over the course of the story, grow to become what is honestly one of the best duos in manga and anime history. Like, seriously, I love these two. And there's this sort of layer of underlying comedy to it, because while all this great character building and development is happening, you're reminded that the only reason it is happening is because Denji wants to touch boobs. And it's so dumb that even other characters in the story admit that it's a stupid reason. And the third reason why I'm banging on about an arc that aired weeks ago at this point is because it actually has a meaningful impact on Denji and contributes to his character development. When he finally gets to touch those not so big old titties, he finds it's not really the big be all and end all that he thought it was going to be. In fact, after how hard he worked to achieve it, he's kind of disappointed. And he starts thinking like, well, if this turned out to be so disappointing, what about my other dreams and aspirations? If I continue fighting for certain things, will they turn out to be disappointing? And that provides a good opportunity for Makima to sink her claws into him deeper, which anyone who's read the manga knows is not a good thing. Oh no. But it's also in the scene with him and Makima where Denji learns his little lesson about romantic things and sexy things feeling better when it's someone that you like. And that's something that stays with him for the rest of part 1. And it kind of clashes in an interesting way with Power and his relationship with Power, in that later on in the story they do things that one would see as romantic or sexy or sort of steamy, but because neither of them see each other in that way, it's not really shown in that way, and they don't really feel it in an erotic sense or in a romantic sense. And it's a great example of a relationship that is so deep and complex that it defies all forms of labeling. And if you go online, you'll see tons of people try and say that they're boyfriend and girlfriend, that they're brother and sister, that they're just friends. But I think the relationship between Denji and Power, and Aki for that matter, is so multi-layered that you can't really put a name on it, because it's just like beyond that. And I just think it's really clever how Fujimoto was able to do a sort of bait and switch with the reader, at first making them think like, oh, it's funny little boob touching arc, and then psych bitch, we've actually got character development and long-lasting ramifications to the story, and memorable action scenes, and good dialogue, and the aforementioned best girl. We got it all, bitch! My point, in case you're wondering, is Tatsuki Fujimoto is a shit-hot writer, and this arc, as well as everything else, does a really good job at acclimating the viewer to his style of writing. And I think for many, myself included, this is the point that sold them on Chainsaw Man and on Fujimoto as a writer. I could go on about this arc and Chainsaw Man for ages, but I think I'm just going to leave it here and say read or watch Chainsaw Man, consume the chainsaw, it's really fucking good, and thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope you had a lot of fun watching it. If you feel so inclined, maybe consider leaving a like or commenting down below what you'd like to see me talk about next. Yeah, but other than that, see ya.